Thank you, Bridget. It's a pleasure to be here today, and welcome everyone. My name is Justin Gernot, and I'm the Vice President of Healthbox, the innovation services firm, which is proud to be a part of HIMSS. The purpose of the program today is to reinforce and to understand the burning platform of social determinants and why that matters, which we might all know intuitively, but to explore why taking action and taking even more action now matters more than ever. This is the second in our three-part series. Our focus today will be connected communities of care and the community health needs assessment. You may already know, but it is my pleasure to introduce our two speakers for today, Steve Miff, President and CEO of PCCI, and Leslie Wainwright, PCCI's Chief Funding and Innovation Officer. I've known and admired both these folks today, and it is absolutely a thrill to spend some time with old friends and to interview them on such an important topic. Leslie and Steve, would you mind quickly reintroducing yourselves for those out there who might not have seen the previous sessions?
Absolutely, Justin. Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Steve Miff. I serve as the CEO at PCCI, which I think most of you in this webinar know is a nonprofit data science innovation hub affiliated with Parkland Health and Hospital System. I spent most of my career in the healthcare analytics and consulting space, and I have a long history with SG2, with Vizient, and others, mainly building programs that leverage quantitative and qualitative tools to inform healthcare strategy. I'm also the co-author of the Connected Communities of Care Playbook, which underpins much of what we'll be talking about today. Leslie, over to you.
Yep. Thanks, Steve. And again, we're thrilled to be back in this second part of the three-part series. We've been joking internally that this is kind of the Empire Strikes Back version of the trilogy. So look for some rogue Star Wars references as we go along. But as Justin mentioned, I am the Chief Funding Innovation Officer at PCCI. And that means that I help the organization focus on some of the very early stage activities that we do, as well as some of the systematic and strategic partnerships that we need to build to expand our reach, the partnership with Healthbox being one of them. I do have a long history at organizations like SG2 and Avia, where that connection point is both around healthcare innovation and strategy. And my role with the Connected Communities of Care work is to work with our two authors, Steve and Keith, and both the Healthbox and the PCCI teams, making sure that what we've learned and the bumps and bruises that we've garnered along the way help inform and instruct as many who are really beginning that path down what it takes to really evaluate what's appropriate and then fully stand up a connected community of care.
Yeah, thank you both. I've read the book, and I think it gives folks in our industry the rare opportunity to stand on the shoulders of experts who've done it for years now and have collected the data and proven that what they do works well. So in our last web session, we focused on connected communities of care during times of crisis, such as our current pandemic. And for me, there were a few key takeaways. Overall, the connected communities of care provide an innovative approach to facilitate cross-sector care coordination by doing a few things. Number one, they enable the community care partners to better provide targeted services to community residents. They also reduce the duplication of services across partnering organizations, which is so critical as we become more resource constrained and the level of need across communities goes up. And then finally, it helps to bridge the service gaps and what we all know is currently a very fragmented system. As we've been in the field talking about connected communities and their impact, one of the recurring questions that has come our way is how is developing a connected community of care different from an organization's CHNA or Community Health Network Assessment? Given that this is such an important topic, we're going to devote this entire webinar to it. So today we'll do a few things. Number one, remind everyone on the line what a connected community of care is. Offer a quick snapshot of what a CHNA is in today's healthcare environment. Discuss the connections between the two. And then most critically, we want to open the floor to the discussion. So if you have questions, please do type them into the chat. We want to get to them as soon as we can. So Leslie, just like last session, can you get us grounded first with reintroducing the concept of a connected community of care and provide an initial overview for the CHNA?
Of course. Thank you for that. And I do want to, as framing, just provide one additional contextual slide I do think that for those of you who are interested in this topic, you are getting to know PCCI through our connection with Healthbox and HIMSS, because we've been doing a lot of web-based programming to be able to share our story and build on some of that foundational work that's already been done. But for those of you who don't know who we are, the Parkland Center for Clinical Innovation, or PCCI, is a nonprofit innovation and data science hub that has a strong affiliation with the Parkland Health System, but is a completely separate entity. And we got started with vulnerable populations and social determinants of health way before many others did, not because we were trying to be innovative or really on the cutting edge, but based on the patient population that Parkland serves and some of those complex needs and challenges with always being at or over capacity. Parkland and its affiliates had to solve this problem out of sheer necessity. And that's been our real foundation for all the work that we do. We have a strong leaning towards the needs of vulnerable populations, which typically underpin our clinical areas of focus. We're very rooted in the role of social determinants of health, because we know that they contribute to about 80% of the overall health trajectory of an individual. And third, we have a very, very deep expertise in data science, which again is another one of the lovely connections with HIMSS. And so when we're in our sweet spot and doing what we're best at, it's when these three things really come together around those specific areas of focus, the relationship with social determinants of health, and usually then again having that data science underpinning. And the way that reveals itself in the work that we do